part 2 of my slab project. This is just going to show you how I decorate and finish this all up, and then look for another video that shows you how I wrap the whole project up and put it together. I'm going to turn this clay cube into a facsimile of this mold, plaster mold. I'm going to show you how I do it, and I'm just going to record my working and speed it up for you to view. Let me know if you have any questions down below. It's measuring about halfway, and this is because the actual mold itself, it is in two pieces, and so this line that I'm making is where the actual mold would come apart. I'm just making a sculpture of the mold, so I won't actually be cutting it apart. Now here I'm using a few different tools. I tried the ribbon tool, and I decided on the fettling knife to recreate the line quality on the actual mold. So the part of the mold you can see in the screen right now is a pretty fine line, but on the sides, which you can kind of see now, it's a little bit chunkier. So right now I'm just kind of tracing out the spout hole, so that would be where we put the clay into the mold, the liquid clay, into the real mold. But I'm just removing some of the clay with my ribbon tool to make the impression, and then making the actual hole with my needle tool. Now, because this is a closed form, we do need it to have a hole, and I just created one naturally in my sculpting. But if you don't have one created naturally in your sculpting, just poke a hole somewhere where it's out of view. Okay, so here I'm kind of recreating the little bit messy, chunky edges that naturally occur when you pour plaster to create a mold like the one that I'm sculpting. And so that isn't too delicate, just creating that chunky mold. Hitting everything with a little bit of a sponge just to get any little sharp edges from these tool marks up. Okay, and now I'm using my wooden knife to just kind of make that similar shape, sort of broken down shape to the actual mold. And I'm doing this pretty delicately because there's no air left. So if I push too hard, I could break my sculpture. Now I'm just putting white underglaze on. I already had a coat on, and I put, I think, like 4 coats on because, you know, white is a weaker color, and so I needed a few extra coats to make it really work. I might add a little bit of sgraffito. There was some writing on the mold, but I'm pretty much done with this piece.